All right. Now we're going to chat with Clinton Wilkins, our mortgage guru. We're going to talk about the Bank of Canada interest rate. It's the same old, right, Clinton?
I mean, same old, but great news, Todd, really.
Yeah, good news if you've got a mortgage and variable rates and you're carrying some debt, right?
I 100% agree, and I think the outlook from economists is pretty positive as well for anybody who's in a variable rate mortgage or a home equity line of credit, or maybe if they have any unsecured debt that is connected to the key overnight rate. Rates staying the same, and I think that's great news for Canadians. We have a lot of rebuilding to do, Todd. I think sometimes we forget because we're almost in this little microeconomy in Nova Scotia. And by and large, a lot of people made out of the pandemic financially quite well. And I'm not saying that everyone did, because you and I both know there certainly have been job losses, as well as there's certain industries that have been very negatively impacted here in our province as well. There's certainly a lot of rebuilding to do. And I think with the government keeping that key overnight rate low, in terms the prime rate will stay low, for the coming months and hopefully years, it'll give a little bit of a head start to people that do, obviously have a variable rate mortgage or any other credit facilities that are tied to the prime rate.
So the Bank of Canada, for those of you who don't know, is keeping its key interest target on hold at 0.25%, maintaining its quantitative easing program at a target pace of $2 billion per week. So the long-term projection is that we're not going to see any hikes anytime soon. Is that what you're thinking, Clinton?
Some economists are saying we may not see any hikes for years. Wow. So some, and these are obviously the outliers, are saying that it could be up to 5 years before we start really seeing some increases. And a lot's going to have to do, they're going to keep an eye on the inflation. Now, the Bank of Canada meets again in October. And in October, they're going to release the last monetary report of the year. And I think that's going to be an interesting one to watch. So it'll be interesting when we're on this call again in about 6 weeks' time on what they release in terms of what the inflation has been. During the pandemic, the inflation was actually negative at one point, and it's still below where the target is that they want it. And that's part of the reason that they're keeping this key overnight rate low. So I think that's going to be something interesting to watch. Some economists are saying that the key overnight rate is going to stay low for the next 18 months or so. I think that still provides a lot of confidence for borrowers. And really, that's part of the reason that they're keeping this rate low. They want consumers to spend money. They want them to spend money and put that money back into the economy. There was a period there where people weren't really transacting, and I think that's obviously impacted a lot of businesses, but they want to really build the consumer confidence again. And I think having access to credit at a low rate obviously is helping.
All right, and we can talk more about this, obviously, when we record our podcast later in the radio show, which is going to be on News 95.7 this weekend, right?
That's right. We're going to be on Saturday and Sunday. It's an hour show, and if you have anything that you want us to talk about during the show, feel free to send Todd a message. Feel free to send me a message, and we'd love to talk about any of your topics. Obviously, we're going to be talking about fall. Fall is literally right around the corner, and normally fall isn't the busiest real estate market of the year here in Halifax, but I think it's going to be interesting. There's more inventory coming on the market now than there has been in the last months, and I would say even a year and a half. So it'll be interesting just to see what happens coming into the fall. I think there's a lot of confidence here, but I think we will really see probably by the middle of September what happens with the Phase 5 reopening and how that impacts, the real estate market. The one good thing, Todd, is the rates are still low. And, for anyone who currently is a homeowner, they're really benefiting from these increases in the property values, whether you're going to sell or whether you're going to refinance. We'll certainly talk all about that, and I'm sure we'll talk about the Bank of Canada as well.
You got it. Thanks, Clinton, and chat in a couple of or tomorrow, and we look forward to putting our show together for the weekend. Thanks a lot.
Sounds good. Thanks, Todd.
All right, take care. That's Clinton Wilkins, our mortgage guru, and as mentioned, you can listen to Clinton and myself on Saturday at 11 o'clock and on Sunday at noon following Nikki Jabor's show, of course.